Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, my name is Ware Wendell. I'm here in favor of House Bill 259. I'm the Executive Director of Texas Watch. Texas Watch is a nonpartisan nonprofit organization that has advocated for the rights of policyholders for 20 years. We focus our attention on property casualty insurance in that space. I've also served as a designated consumer liaison to the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. And so backing up first principles on insurance, we're looking for three things. We're looking for availability, we're looking for affordability, and then we're looking for adequacy. And also we're looking for the pooling, the spreading, and the transfer of risk. And these named driver policies fail the latter in each case. They're not adequate, and they don't transfer the risk because they have these huge holes right in the middle of the policies. Because of the household members who are excluded. I don't want to belabor any of those points, but I do want to emphasize, because Mr. Chairman, you were asking a really important question about the non-covered drivers, how often this happens, and it is a 2-to-1 ratio. Just to emphasize from the 2015 data call survey, and do y'all have this paper? I can submit it. So they looked at named driver policies versus the excluded driver endorsement, which is what Representative Thompson would move us towards with this bill. And it's 9.7% claims closed without payment due to a non-covered driver. So that's the best that we have, and I think the best we can get. 9.7% versus 4.6%, 2-to-1. That's a lot of people who are left without any recourse. To your point, Mr. Chairman, no consequences. And now they're left to figure this out on their own. Maybe they have uninsured motorist coverage, maybe they don't. There's problems with that. We can talk about that in the future. And really the uninsured motorist question is a big one. It's one that we're concerned about. But affordability is a big part of that equation. The way to achieve that is to really ensure that TDI is taking a good hard look under the hood when the companies come in and make their rate filings. And we did that back in 2003. We could do that again by making sure that they're really scrubbing these rate filings. The companies will tell you, oh, well, we have to exclude the household members because we don't know who's in the household. They do know who's in the household. Being an attorney, you won't be surprised to know that LexisNexis sells a product for this. It's called a discovery or driver discovery report. They will sell one on additional drivers and youth drivers. So they already know because they've data mined this to the nth degree. They know who's in our world. I have no reason to doubt any of the agents who got up here today and said, we sit down with our people and we talk this through with them. These are the agents who are motivated to come down here and testify,
they're the
right?
Good,
they're the good ones. And so I have no reason to doubt that, but you were highlighting again, that disclosure is so limited. It's just one sentence. They're not tasked with explaining the whole policy. They're not Representative Thompson, who's going to spend 30 minutes or an hour with each client. And so these products fail over and over and over again, and they present a danger to the public. I want to answer some of the questions. I know, Representative Johnson, you had a question about the complaint ratios, and we pulled that. We actually saw who the top named driver companies were by volume a couple of years ago through an open records request. They fought it, we won, we got the information. And you had a question about ACCC, who was just up here. I just pulled them up on the TDI website. Anyone can do that. Just Google TDI, look up a company. Their complaint ratio for automobile is 2.02, and the average is 1.0. These are closed, confirmed complaints, so twice the state average. A lot of people upset out there when they're dealing with these policies. So we support the bill because it would add clarity. We can still exclude dangerous drivers, the 19-year-old. We can exclude them under these policies. And many people should, but they're not caught unaware by this trap door that drops. This is another low-cost option. You can get to the exact same place as you would with a name driver policy. You're just going to write in 5 or 10 people, and don't give the keys to that person. And so I share those concerns about affordability, but I think that Representative Thompson's bill will get us there on affordability. The numbers you were hearing about $60 versus $90, that was name driver or standard. And this is a third option. That's another low-cost option out there, but people would not be caught unaware. This House has overwhelmingly supported this bill for 3 times. We hope you will make it 4. And I'm happy to answer any other questions you may have.
But by the numbers that you point out, so 9.7% of the time, coverage is denied because of a non-covered driver. But 90%, so if I'm doing the math right, and I went to law school because I wasn't great at math, 90% of the time, these policies are working.
According to TDI's data, but we could cut that number in half again if we move to the excluded driver endorsement. And that will be another low-cost option out there. So we don't have those folks. We have big problems with UIM, and I want to talk about that, but there will be a time to talk about that.
Offline. Yeah.
There will be a time to talk about that, and there's ways to make sure that our coverage kicks in and we get what we pay for. But that's a bigger, broader discussion.
So we could essentially have some of the same issues with the excluded driver policies that we have with named driver policies, in that there is no safety net if the promise that the policyholder has made to the insurance company is broken.
We could still have problems, but I think we'll have a lot less problems. I mean, we're managing this risk as much as we can through the state policy here. But it's not an either or, standard or named driver. There's another way to do this, and that's why we really support this bill, because it's the centrist approach. It's the middle of the road approach, providing for another low-cost option out there that hopefully would avoid as many problems as possible.
Members, any questions? Thank you, Mr. Wendell. Thank you for your
Thank
time
you all.
today.